Hi, this is Miss April, and today we will be making a spooky wreath. Wreaths have history in ancient Greece and Rome. They symbolize victory, power, honor, and joy. Then, Christmas wreaths became emblems of perfection and eternity, since the shape has no end. Regardless of its rich history, we now know that wreaths can adorn your front doors or anywhere in your home really, all year long and for any holiday. They can be made with just about any materials. What's neat about this project is that you can let your imagination run wild. But if you'd like to create the one I made, you will need an assortment of cardstock colors, preferably fall colors and Halloween colors and also neutrals. You also need glue, scissors, and cardboard. You can create a similar wreath with or without a silhouette machine. Alrighty, let's start! The first step is to find inspiration online. I saw this garland from Amazon and this table runner from Target, and I wondered if I can combine the two to make a wreath. I quickly drew up an example of how I wanted my wreath to look so I could use it as a reference. Next, we have to find images of all the elements we included in our reference drawing of our wreath. So I went ahead and searched for a witch hat, pumpkins, ghosts, spiderweb, etc. Then we start to trace these images. The first one I'm going to trace is the spiderweb, because that is what is going to be the back of my wreath. If you're going with my design, make sure to find a spiderweb that has thick lines. Next, we can center to page. As we trace our images, we will be filling them in with color. Fill them in according to the cardstock colors you will be using. Next, we will trace the hat since this one needs more steps. We are first going to trace the outer edge and we move that off to the side. Next, we are going to grab the polygon tool and we are going to trace the buckle. Now that we have that, we move the hat off to the side and we are going to group the squares that make the buckle. Next, we are going to use the curve shape tool to make the black band that goes across the hat. To make the lines more curved, you want to create more edit points. The vertical line won't be that smooth, but we will fix that later. Now that it is complete and closed, we will zoom in and fix the sides. You can double-click to access edit points. Here you can delete points, make flat, or add points or move points around to adjust it. Try your best to get those lines to outline the purple band. Remember to do both sides, the top and the bottom. That looks pretty good. We are going to leave that there and grab the buckle to place on top. Move the hat off to the side. Next, we will color it in. And now bring the buckle forward, and while the buckle is selected, we will make compound path. So nothing gets moved around, we will group the objects that make the hat. Now we'll do the rest of the images. For the skull, I just want the outline, so we will delete the parts we don't want, fill with color, and group. Follow the same steps for the pumpkin. I want to add a brown stem at the top, so I have to do another step. What you need to do is copy just the pumpkin outline and zoom in. Next, you need the eraser tool and make the eraser smaller and round. Next, erase off the stem. I did it in a zigzag motion. Delete the bottom part of the pumpkin and fix up parts of the stem by editing the points to your liking. Place your stem on top of your pumpkin and color it in. Make sure that it does cover the bottom stem and then group together. Again, we are going to do the same with the ghost. I had so many ghost options, it was hard to decide. You can then start adjusting the size of your images and place them on your spider web. If you are adding leaves, go ahead and trace those also. Now it's time for the banner garland. Create your text or find text online and trace. You can make a pennant the same way we created our bookmarks. Create copies of the pennant and change the size and place on the spider web. I ended up making mine thinner so it could fit. I also changed the position of the leaves, the color of the banner, and the letters. Change the size of your letters to fit on your banner. You might need to bring them to the front. The last step is to move your ghost onto your banner garland. And that's basically it. If you don't want to move anything from your original design, you can create another page, select your entire design, and copy onto a blank page. Since I created a copy, I can now select specific images to cut and move the others to the side. I am first going to cut all the black pieces, so only the black pieces are on my design space. Once that is done, I will send the hat, which is purple, and repeat the process for the rest of the pieces. For the back of the wreath, this piece that you see here, I'm just going to create a circle. I'm going to use the spider web as a reference to see what size would work best. Next, I will draw a circle and create an internal offset, and then select the inner circle and create another internal offset. Then I will delete the middle circle. I will group, color them in, and make compound path. Next, I will just change the size to see what will look best. When I have the perfect size, I will send it to cut using black paper. I will then trace that circle onto cardboard and cut the cardboard circle. Now that we have all of our pieces, it's time to glue. For the banner garland, you have the option of using string and taping the garland to the back of the wreath. And there's the finished project. Let us know if you made something different. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye!